Alright guys, MTech Guy here, and today we're going to be taking a look at the E53 X5. Now then, we've got problems with it today. We've got the check engine light on, and our silky smooth straight 6 M54 engines idling like a 454 big block Chevy with a high lift cam. Whole vehicle's rocking side to side, not good. So what I'll do to start off with, I'll grab the scan tool, we'll plug her in, and we'll see what's going on, eh? Okay, so we've got our code reader set up here, so we'll just click into it now. Diagnose, X series, X5 E53, driver, DME, read trouble codes. Okay, so we've got Misfire on cylinder 6. Yeah, that's great. So it's the most awkward cylinder to get to, right at the back of the engine. Lovely. So there's 3, maybe even 4 possible causes to this issue. It's either a bad ignition coil, a bad spark plug, or a bad fuel injector at cylinder 6, or it's not uncommon for these engines to see a bad lifter either. That can contribute towards this issue. But the most likely cause is a bad ignition coil, very common on these cars. It's not the first time I've had to change one out on this car, so my money's on that today. So what we'll do is we'll start off with ignition coils. I'll remove the ignition coil from cylinder 6, I'll swap it out with another ignition coil from another cylinder, and then what we'll do is we'll scan for codes again, and if the fault code has moved with the ignition coil, then we know that it's ignition coil that's a problem child. If it doesn't move with the ignition coil, the fault, then what we'll do is dig a bit deeper, but my money's on the ignition coil today. So let's go and take a look. Okay, so looking under the bonnet here, the 6 ignition coils live under this cover here. Number 6 is right at the back there, that's the one we're after. So we'll start off by removing this plastic cover first. So there's 2 little plastic caps we've got to pop out. We'll use our pocket screwdriver for that. They just pop out nice and easy. And then under them 2 plastic covers we've got 2 10mm nuts, so we'll remove them now. So now that we've got the nuts removed, we're ready to lift this plastic cover off, but before we do so, got to remove the oil cap because that's in the way. Take that off, and this just lifts up and out the way. And we'll pop the oil cap back on just to stop any dirt falling down there. Okay, so now we've got our 6 ignition coils exposed. Now they're numbered from front to the back of the engine, 1 to 6, so obviously, like I say, number 6 being right at the back there. A nice easy one to get to. So I think what I'll do, we'll pull this one out, we'll pull this one out also and swap the 2 over, and then we'll rescan the codes and see what we've got. So to remove the ignition coil, you just want to lift this flap up here, and as you do, it'll just pop that electrical connector off, and that'll just slide off nicely. Now these ignition coils have got a habit of sticking inside the cylinder head there, so what I normally do is just pop the flap back down, just give it a little turn just to break that seal, lift the flap back up, and then these pull straight out. And what we're going to use is just a 3/8 extension bar just through the hole there, and then we'll just grab a hold of that and pull it straight up and out. Easy as that. And then we'll do the same with cylinder 3. Pop that in number 6. Just push it straight down. Put the electrical connector back in. And as you see that in position, you'll see it'll just catch on the latch there, and then just push it straight down and that'll pull it straight in. Nice positive connection. And then we'll grab our suspect bad ignition coil here, and we'll stick that in cylinder 3. Push it straight down. Hang on, hold on a minute. I either can't count or I'm starting to lose the plot. That's cylinder number 4. not cylinder 3 like I just said. So we've swapped cylinder 6 with cylinder 4 and vice versa. So I'll go and rescan for codes now, see what we've got. Okay, so before we go any further, we need to erase that existing trouble code because it'll be latched inside the computer. So we've erased that cylinder 6 misfire code now. And what I'll do is I'll just start up the engine again. See how fault code's disappeared there, or our engine light's disappeared. We'll just give it a minute and that'll rear its ugly head again. There we go, that took a couple of minutes, but we've got the engine light back again. So we'll shut her off and then we'll rescan for codes. Okay, so we've got misfire cylinder 4 there. So that's solved that problem. So what we'll do now is I'll get a brand new ignition coil and we'll change that bad one out for the brand new one, and then we'll just make sure all the codes are cleared and she's running back to normal. So let's get the new part sorted. Alright, so I've got myself the new ignition coil here. There's the part number for anyone that's paying attention. Now I've gone for the Bosch brand here. Normally go for Bosch or genuine BMW, whichever is available. I'm normally in a hurry for one of these. This is the family daily driver, so didn't want to muck around. Bosch is always a bit cheaper than genuine, but gone for the Bosch today because I could lay my hands on it. Now there are two different styles of ignition coil for these engines. You've got this style here, looks like a pencil, just with the flip top. There's also an earlier style that has a square top with 4 bolt holes, and it's usually held in with, I can't remember if it's 2 or 4 bolts, so it's worth just checking which type you have before you go and buy it, and then just double check that they've given you the right one. But like I say, this part number here is for this style of ignition coil. So what we'll do now is we'll whip out the one from cylinder 4, which is now the bad one. We'll change it out for the new one, then we'll rescan for codes, see how she's looking. So a new one. Nice tight fit. Right, let's go and do a rescan. Okay, so same as before, we're going to erase the previous trouble code. And then what we'll do is start her up again and just let it idle for a bit. Oh, feels heaps better already. Lovely, we'll just give it a couple of minutes and make sure we've solved the issue. She's running silky smooth, just like a M54 should do. Problem sorted. Alright, so now that's that issue sorted, we're ready to piece everything back together. A most important step, got to make sure that oil cap's facing the right way. Put our nuts back on. Alright guys, so there we have it. That was a nice easy fix today, and like I say, very common problem on these engines, these ignition coils going bad on the old straight 6 M54 engines, and it doesn't just apply to the E53 X5, it's any BMW with these engines, E39, Z3, Z4, X3, E46 and so on. And like I say, there's usually 3, maybe 4 contributing factors to causing this issue, but if it doesn't get resolved, once you've looked into that, you're going to have to go beyond that. It could be something else going on much deeper in the engine. But like I say, start off with your ignition coil and work from there. Okay, so I hope this video helped some of you guys out. Hope you found it interesting and useful. Don't forget to give it a like and make sure you subscribe to my channel for more BMW content. I'm MTech Guy. Thanks a lot for watching.